today I am using a sketch from the National Scrapbook Day sketch bundle. This is a purchased sketch, so I cannot show that to you, but it is a sketch that uses mainly 3x4 photos, and I had a ton of photos in regards to this particular event that I wanted to showcase, so I'll tell you guys about that in just a second. I am using the Cocoa Vanilla Legendary, and I really wanted to showcase a layout that was not boy themed with this paper. These photos are from a place here in our local town. It's a trampoline park, but there's also tons of other things there, and this particular one is a jousting area, and underneath it is these huge foam squares. So I thought it would be fun to jump in the foam squares, not realizing that the foam squares was kind of like quicksand. It took me probably a good few minutes for me to be able to get out and get my bearings so that I could get to the side and pull myself out, because there's nothing to step on. When you would step, the foam would just collapse underneath you. So my mother decided to stand there and continuously snap photos of me, and so I thought that it was a great layout to create with all of these photos and then using this legendary kit. So again, not a boy related kit. What I decided to do was create some banners down at the end, and this was part of the sketch. I cut them at 2 inches. They were smaller, but I really wanted to showcase this paper. So I cut them 2 inches wide and then used my banner punch to give them that banner notch. And then I laid out the photos. You will see me use my phone to make sure that they were in order, because it was definitely a sequence type layout. So I started with using a couple of the 3x4 cards, and this doesn't really have a title. You can use the epic as a title. I end up adding an extreme tag as well, so that could technically be the title. There's also going to be a banner that says certified legends, but they're all smaller and I don't feel like they are overwhelming, stand out as a title. But I think that it goes really well with this layout because there's just so many photos there that it just fits in well. I think that if I had done a title, it just would have been overwhelming. So once I get all of the photos down, I realized that these photos that are going to be at the bottom were just too big, and the sketch did call for them to be 3x4, but these are my favorite. You can just see the big huge smile on my face as I'm trying to get out of these foam pits, and I really love those, so I wanted to kind of showcase them. So what I end up doing is mounting them on white cardstock to make them stand out a little bit. I am in love with this collection. I think that if you guys follow me over on Instagram, when I got this collection, I was super excited about it. It was one of those collections that I haven't liked a collection this much in a really long time, and I wanted to have all of it. So I'm glad that I was able to get a layout done and completed with it, but I have been thinking about, I want to pull that collection out again and get another layout completed, because it's definitely a really awesome collection. And I keep seeing Cocoa Vanilla post over on Instagram the different layouts that have been created for this collection, and I'm just in love with all of them. So I do go ahead and put all of the photos down flat. I only pop dot that one photo on the left there in the bottom section, and just because I think that's probably my favorite. I'm leaning back and I have a big smile on my face, and it's just you can really see how much fun I was having. So I go ahead and pull out the embellishments that I got with this. I added some to the different 3x4 cards, and this layout just came together so quickly. I think because it's one of those things, when you really enjoy a collection, it just is easy for that collection to come together and those layouts to come together using it. With the embellishments, I was able to pull out all of the embellishments that were not really boy related. So I've got the epic, fun and rad, that certified legend. Over there on the far right, I've got reach for the stars, which is basically what I had to do to be able to get out of the foam pit. I also picked up the flare badges, and so I'm adding a couple of those to the layout to finish it off. I then go ahead and add a couple of the stars, and I think that I really need to look for a star punch or die that is very pointy. Have you guys ever noticed that most of the punches and dies, at least the ones that I have, the points of the stars are more rounded. It's not extremely round. I mean, it definitely looks like a star, but it is definitely not pointy. And so there were a lot of stars in this collection, but I would love to be able to cut more out because I think that the stars just go so well with this collection here. I did go ahead and pull out a few enamel shapes that were in stars as well, and they have this like white sparkly to it and really kind of girly up this layout. The word stickers that are going off some of the stars, always a thing that I love. So I have off one of the stars that says awesome, and then the other one says what the, with a question mark, which I think is definitely fitting for this layout. I did go ahead and pull out this stencil from Tim Holtz, and it just brings in a couple little dots. I did go ahead and slow down when I'm showing you guys this so you can see it. It's one of those stencils that brings in splatters, but it's a little different than splatters. It gives it a more of a boy feel or texture. So here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layouts, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's all you're going to get on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.